It's Tuesday night, and there's a full hockey slate, and that's what we're looking forward to. And we've got the hockey squirrel here to take us through the action. How's it going there, man?
Hey, it's been a little while. It feels like anyway. I don't know how long it's really been, but yeah, I changed up the background. We're getting ready for baseball season, and yeah, just working and working and working on all kinds of new fun things coming up. So new systems, new models, new new everything. Man, we're getting into a whole new season. We're excited for it. So
Yeah, no,
getting
we
there.
definitely are. Definitely are. As you said, you're coming off a nice profitable night, so we like the sound of that right there. Love that right there.
Yeah,
What's going on tonight? Big hockey slate, or what's happening?
yeah, there are a lot of games going on, but what really bothers me, and this isn't just hockey specific. It seems as you get to the end of a season, and I saw this with the end of baseball, the MLB season, where they know who the good teams are, and they just start juicing the hell out of them. And all of a sudden, we're looking at hockey teams minus 200, minus 300, minus 400, and it gets to the point where a lot of these games start becoming almost unplayable. You know who the good goalies are, so the totals are just spot on, and you can't take a heavy favorite even if you expect them to win, because where's your value? It just I think that middle of the season really is kind of the sweet spot, and it seems to be like that in many sports.
Yeah, I remember talking last season, baseball season, on my YouTube show that for whatever reason in the month of August we were still getting the Giants at like a round plus money, and that team won over 100 games. The books and the public never adjusted them. More the public, right? They're the ones that kept fading the Giants. Absurd reason. I kept just hammering the Giants all season long. It was
I
crazy.
was one of them, man. No, I mean, I thought they were like traps, though. I mean, is the way I felt. Like, you were gonna get like, why am I
I
getting the
know.
Giants at even money? It was like it felt so wrong, and yeah, I just kept losing on those games. But yeah, I mean, speaking of juice, though, I mean, I don't like to pay a lot of juice. I have one game today that I'm willing to give out that is a little bit of juice for a nice home team on the money line, and one underdog, which is quite a contrarian play against the public, against all of the money, going against the grain of what everyone's saying, what everyone thinks, and really what the recent records are showing, or what people are trying to convince you of. And we'll start off with the favorite, the home favorite here. That's going to be the Boston Bruins at a minus 140 price point. Really, it's a fair line, and I think sometimes looking for this overwhelming value, right? You always want to make the most valuable play on the day, right? Like, if the Boston Bruins were minus 110, of course you jump all over it. If they're worth minus 140 and we're paying minus 140, but we still have a good chance to win, and it's a solid play for a home team with a deep team that's fully back to healthy, I'm fine with making that play, because everything around it looks so bad, right? Like, I'm not going to pay no minus 300 for the Predators or the Wild or the Panthers or all of that. And so, if I'm expecting around that 55, 56%, and that's what I'm paying, I like the game. And I'll talk about why. Oh, do you have something to say?
No, I usually try and feel
Oh,
I can feel you out, but no, go for it.
don't show your face on my screen, bro. uh, no, but we got Patrice Bergeron, and he was out for a while, and that really affected the center depth, especially at the top line here. And I keep talking about this. They broke up the perfection line, which David Pastrnak was always here with Marchand and Bergeron. And I still don't really like it, but I do like the well-rounded depth of the team. I have been a fan, especially on paper, of this team since the beginning of the year, and this was initially, looking across the board, my favorite team to make a good cup run this year. And you're missing only Zaboral now. You have them playing at TD Garden at home against the Maple Leafs, who I think are pretty shaky, really. They just underperform at the wrong times. They play down to competition, it seems. They're kind of just I don't know what the hell to think of them. And then you got this shuffle going on in the back end of the goaltending with this new Eric Shalgren that we knew really nothing about until probably 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Peter Mrazek, who traditionally has been a very good goalie, but I think has had some kind of struggles this year, ups and downs. And I think the struggle here has been the goaltending for whatever reason in Toronto. And I don't know. I find it funny that certain guys like Jack Campbell will come out just absolutely on fire and then just seemingly lose it. Like players will just be so hot for a while and then just people call them bad because they have like a not a great stretch, you know, from year to year, especially. Like look at Grubauer, like, you know, go from Colorado Avalanche where everyone's like, oh my God, he's going to be amazing on the Kraken, and people hate him now because he, you know, he doesn't save anything. I think Toronto is more of a mess, you know, than the Bruins are. I think they're more foundationally solid in Boston. They're playing at home, and I just think they're worth the minus 140 price. I wouldn't really go above that because then you'd be losing value and you'd be, you know, overpaying at least for a team that you know, I expect them to win, but again, I don't think you're getting this massive value. Okay with paying the juice. I think they're worth the minus 140, and I expect them to win.
Okay, all right. Let's, of course, always announce the price in the book that we get it at. Caveat with that, the best price is at Barstools or BetRivers. I, however, am going to take advantage of a BetMGM promotion where as long as you spend $25 from now until the end of March, you'll earn a free $10 bet. So naturally, over the course of this video, we're going to get a couple bets here, and I'm going to get to that $25 threshold. So I'm actually going to pay a minus 145. I'm going to go up to minus 145. Again, that is not the best price. The best price is at Barstools or Bet Rivers. But I'm going to go ahead and do BetMGM at minus 145. All right, you said, woo, 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 woo. You said a dog was out there barking? Did I hear a dog? What's barking
Yes,
out
sir.
there?
Yeah, we got the Columbus Blue Jackets on the money line at a plus 125 price point, and they're going against the New York Islanders, and I have this game at a 50-50. So we already know at plus 125 we're getting you know, a good deal. We're getting good value, at least where we expect the game should be plus 100, right? At least in terms of my data model. And then I go and I take a look at the goaltenders, and we find not Ilya Sorokin. We find an expectation of Semyon Varlamov, as Sorokin is out with day-to-day injuries. I'm not sure exactly what, but you're getting a home team as an underdog with a great goaltender, Merzlikins. I think Varlamov has had some trouble, I want to say. And what I find interesting about this matchup is you have, like, I put out on my Facebook group the other day where I was adding up for the purpose of totals, game totals, the goals for plus the goals against, and seeing who ranked as the highest team for being involved in the most games of either, you know, the highest score, so having the most goals, whether that's against or for. And so if that's making sense,
Mm-hmm.
the New York Islanders are the number one team for lowest scoring games, if that makes sense. So they don't allow very many, but they also don't score very many. And on the flip side of that, the Columbus Blue Jackets graded out to be actually the team that's been involved in some of the highest scoring games, both goals scored for and against. So you go back and you look at their track record over the month, and we have a lot of overtimes, right? You have overtime against the Wild most recently, 3 days ago, overtime against Winnipeg. You have they beat the Golden Knights, which they've been kind of a mess of their own. They beat the Blues. They beat the Wild at home in an overtime again. And what I think the public is really leaning on is this: Islanders beat the Blue Jackets March 10th, 19 days ago, 6-0. So they shut them out 6-0. I would go, I haven't even looked. I would go so far as to make a side bet on that it was Sorokin probably playing in net, and it was. Ilya Sorokin, 25 saves on 25 shots. And that again, to me, is the big deal today, is that it's not Ilya Sorokin, and I wouldn't probably be making this bet if it was. He's just that good. He's much like Shesterkin or, obviously Saros here or Markstrom. It's just one of those guys that sketches you out enough to like not make a play just because he's in net. And if you're not getting that today, then the biggest hit you're going to take in Columbus is Zach Werenski. But I think they have more than enough in that roster to get it done, especially at underdog odds of a plus 125. I think the public is wrong. I think they're on the wrong side, and I think they're putting too much stock into that 6-0 shutout that happened at the beginning of the month. Looking back, that if you're telling me that the veteran experience of Voracek and Patrick Laine and Bjorkstrand and all these guys can't stack up to the freaking New York Islanders, I don't think so. I would not even remotely expect a 6-0 repeat of the beginning of the month. So for underdog odds for a nice home team with a good goaltender against a backup, that's to me value.
Yeah, I absolutely love this. I mean, the game that happened 6-0, based on that analysis, doesn't sound like anything is going to be the same. Score may be the same. We may still lose 6-0, but at least going into it, there's a lot of differences that make us feel good back in those Blue Jackets. So I like that right there. Why would you mess with an over-under in that game, too? Wow, I didn't realize the discrepancies of one team having high scoring, one team low scoring. So cool, we found a nice angle there. As he mentioned,
Right.
plus 125. If you want that price, go to FanDuel or DraftKings. I'm, of course, going to use 120 because I've trying to get that free bet over at BetUS. So it's plus 120 for me. If you want the better price, go over to FanDuel or DraftKings. All right, so we're rolling with the Bruins money line at minus 145. And we're going to roll with the Blue Jackets money line at plus 120. Why don't you tell everybody what's going on over at Hockey Squirrel? Lots of good changes going on over there.
Oh yeah, no, I was showing you even before the show. It's a little bit of behind the scenes, but that this data model thing that I have here, I was trying to actually build like a web application and turn it into something that's going to be interactive, so people can actually use it on their own and get my projections from the website every day for the money lines and the totals and all that, if they would like to. So it's going to take me a little bit to develop all that, and I would like to do that as well for baseball. Getting into baseball, obviously, that'll be the next thing as well for as I said, building new systems or new data model and all that kind of thing. I learned a lot from last year, and I'm ready to rock and roll this year. So I'm really looking forward to having fun with that.
All right, good stuff, folks. It's hockeysquirrel.com. Go check it out. It's only $2 a day. For $2 a day, you can be a better. That's the kind of information you'll get from the hockeysquirrel.com. So go check that out. All right, Bruins and Blue Jackets tonight. Cool. Thanks for these couple of picks, and we'll see you back here on Thursday. Have a good one, man.
Yeah. Thank you, buddy. See you later.
Thanks for watching till the end. I'm Jason Mattis. Any love you can show by giving me a like, a subscription, or a comment, or even just share this video is very much appreciated. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to increase your chances of locking in the same odds as I talked about today. And check out my other great videos in these corners.